Well, welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Kathryn Mademann, and where am I? I'm in Beaufort, and we're at the Kinghorn Agency of Beaufort, and I'm sitting with the owner, JTaylor. We have a lot to talk about at this show. Not only did I learn something new about cybersecurity and things like that, but they are celebrating 125th anniversary. So we are going to talk to him and learn a lot about what's celebrating and the things that are happening. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
.843 TV, where the Lowcountry comes to speak. .843 TV,
where communities come to speak. I'm delighted to introduce you to JTaylor, who's the owner here at the Kinghorn Insurance Agency in Beaufort. Nice to see you again.
It's good
I get to see you every few times a year, and I like to always catch up because there's a lot to talk about.
Yes, there is.
We are finishing up 22, correct?
Yep.
And we had a big flock of people coming to the Lowcountry.
Yes, we have.
In our last conversation, we talked about the insurance policies and what people need to know. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about that in a second, but I really want to say congratulations in celebrating 125-year anniversary here in the Lowcountry.
I don't feel 125 years old, but some days maybe so. But we're excited to celebrate in 2023 our 125th year in business. To our knowledge, we are the second oldest living business in Beaufort, second behind the Chamber of Commerce, and we did business. We did business for over 100 years with another business, a long-standing business, the Lipsitz Department Store and Lipsitz Shoe Company, which unfortunately are now no longer in business. But we did business with them for over 100 years. But it's exciting to have a business that's been around that long with a lot of history, a lot of heritage.
You know, and I got very nostalgic. You know, when I knew I was going to come in and have this opportunity, I kept thinking 125 years. And how often do we get the 125 years?
Absolutely.
That's a lot of work. And think about how the world has gone through depressions and wars and COVID and I don't know, but add everything else to it.
We say that we've survived 2 world wars, 2 pandemics, a Great Depression, and we're still here and thriving.
That is terrific. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, for the celebration, I think you're going to do a couple of things for the community. You know, one thing, being so much involved with the community, you're very good about, and your staff, you really are part of the community. You integrate back into the community of giving back. And let's talk a little bit about what's on your mind for 23 as you lay out your celebration.
Sure. One of the things we'd like to do is highlight the organizations that have made and continue to make an impact in our community.
Okay.
There are many nonprofit and for-profit organizations that do a lot of good for our community on a day-to-day basis, helping this community grow and become just a better place to live and work.
So can we let the cat out of the bag? Do we have any hot topics or late breaking news?
Well, one of the organizations that we'll probably start with is the Beaufort County Open Land Trust. We'd like to spotlight and highlight their many efforts in making our community a better place to live by identifying and preserving green space for us all, so that we don't have urban sprawl up and down our thoroughfares. So
and that's really important. Actually, with the big boom we've had. I mean, you could just, every time we drive down 17 or 21, all of a sudden there's a development that's popped up, and they just come up fast. It's not even like, a couple of years. It's like within months' time, things have just popped up.
Very quickly. And you mentioned the growth early on from since COVID, and we have over the past few years have seen a tremendous growth in Beaufort County and in the Beaufort community in general, and it's been a good thing. We welcome folks coming in, but we also want to help preserve our way of life down here, and part of that is enjoying the beautiful waterways that we have and the wonderful trees and things, and so it's important to make sure that that's preserved.
Absolutely, I agree with you. You know, I do want. Let's talk about a little bit about the growth, that just huge boom that we're just recovering from, and also with the interest rates, they've gone up, and now there's been a bit of a plateau. So, from your perspective, I mean, people are calling you saying, "I want to move here from so and so." How is it? What's the conversation that you have with them?
Well, we do get a lot of that, and again, we welcome the folks to the community, and we continue to have lots of people that are calling and inquiring. The refinances have slowed down a bit with the change in interest rates. However, folks building new homes, whether it be out on Fripp Island or Ladies Island or anywhere here in town, it still continues to be pretty strong. We do ask folks to call us as far ahead of time as possible. We do get telephone calls of folks that are closing the next day and need to get insurance, which is fine. We can help accommodate that. However, it allows us to do a better job for the client if they give us a little more lead time.
What would be the perfect lead time? What would that be?
Well, a lot of times when folks sign their contract, would it be 30 days before closing or whatever, go ahead and call your insurance agent at that time.
Okay,
let
we
them know,
hey, 30 days out,
30
call
days.
your agents.
That's
okay.
right. Let us know where you're building, who your builder is, or who you're buying your home from. We may already have a lot of that information, and as the world has evolved quickly over the past couple of decades, a lot of that information is now available online, and so we can help pull that information, but we just need to know what's going on ahead of time.
All right, so we need to do that. And then, with your website, people can go and get, so they can have information in front of them before they even have a conversation with you. Sometimes people like to do a little homework. Absolutely.
We encourage folks to do that. That's one of the things that we work very hard on is our social media presence and building our brand. That's how we'll tie in with our 125th year and noting the wonderful organizations in the community is by promoting those organizations online, just so they're aware of what's going on in the community and helping build our brand.
Yeah, it's the depth, Well, we have a lot more to talk about, so we'll be right back with more 843 TV.